Hello, I'm Dr. Berry. Today I'd like to examine some of the glands in your body, if that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take a step back and have a quick look at you first of all. Okay, so I want to examine some of the glands in your neck. So I'm just going to come from behind. So if I get you to just sit forwards for me. So just tickle a little bit. Here. Okay. Now I'm going to examine for the glands underneath your arms. Okay, so it's a little bit ticklish. So I'm going to support your arm, so go lovely and floppy.
Okay.
Lovely and floppy. Okay. So feel for all the different groups. Okay. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So again, rest your weight. I'm just going to feel for all the groups. So got anterior, medial, posterior, lateral, and up into the apex. Okay, that's brilliant, and relax. I'm going to try and feel for the epitrochlear. Now these are quite difficult. I'm trying to support your arm. You often can't feel them. Okay, now I want to get you flat if that's okay, so I can feel your tummy. Okay, I'm just going to feel for your liver. I'm going to get you to just take some nice deep breaths for me. And out. And again. And out. Okay, that's fine. And again, nice deep breath for me. And out. And again. And out. And again. And out. Okay, brilliant. If I get you to just sit up again. And if I get you to just swing your legs off the side, you would examine for the femoral and inguinal lymph nodes in a true lymph node exam, but we're not going to do that today. Okay, I'm just going to try and feel for the popliteal, so just right in the base. Again, these are quite difficult to find. Okay.
I'm going to massage your hands. Okay. So I'm going to ask you to roll up your sleeves. That way you enjoy the massage. I'm going to sanitize my hands before I touch the customer's hands. Okay. This is a cuticle cream. It's both for your treatment with avocado oil and vitamin oils that I'm going to use. You can use both for your hands, but I'm going to use it for your cuticles. I'm going to use the superbly restorative lotion with the argan oil for your enjoyment today. I'm going to spread the lotion on your hands, pressing the hand, relaxing the hand. Okay. I'm using my thumbs and pressing the hand, the palm. I'm gonna hold her hand right here. I'm gonna get a little bit of the cuticle cream and put it on each finger. I'm going to spread the cuticle cream on around the cuticles and press to the end of the finger. Spread the cuticle cream 3 times and press. You want to do this 3 times on each finger. The cuticle cream is a very, very rich cream that softens the cuticles, but in turn also softens the hands. So you can use it for your hands, but it's especially great for your cuticles. You can do this with any cream for your hands. I could have used any cream. You spread. I'm gonna place my fingers, index fingers, between her thumb and her index finger, and my other index finger between her pinky and her ring finger. Use your thumbs to press into her palm, and press gently but firmly. Three times. You're gonna place your fingers with hers. Hold her wrist for some traction, pulling and pressing. You want to relax her hand by rotating her wrist, but 3 times. Pull again. Put her hand in your hand and finish off by soothing the hand.
So we'll do this twice. The first time without the stethoscope and the second time with. And just confirm there's no problems with this particular arm?
No.
Excellent. Okay, so just relax for me. Nice and relaxed. There we go. Excellent. Okay, I'm just going to do the same again, but with the stethoscope. Okay. So once again, if you could just relax for me, just relax your arm down. Lovely. Superb, thank you. So I'm now going to have a look over your face, if that's okay. So if I get you to look up for me. Okay, and then down. That's fine, thank you. I'd now like to have a look over your eyes, if that's quite all right. So if I could get you to put your hand over one eye for me. Can you see my finger?
Yes.
Brilliant. If you could swap hands for me. Can you still see my finger?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay, so if you put your hands down. Now, what I'd like you to do is keep your head still, and if you could just follow my finger for me. So look at my finger, and down, and up, and down. Okay, any problems with that?
No.
Excellent. Now I'm going to draw a different shape in the air, so if you keep your head steady and follow my finger, we want to know if there's any double vision. Any double vision? Any double vision? Any double vision? Any double vision?
No.
Any double vision?
No.
Okay. Any double vision? Any double vision?
No.
And finally, any double vision?
No.
Excellent. Okay. The next thing we're going to do, we're going to have a look at your throat, if that's all right. So that'll involve you taking a sip of water, holding it, and when I ask you, swallowing it. So if you could help me by moving your hair back, please. Okay. If you'd like to take the sip of water and hold it in your mouth. And swallow, please. Excellent, thank you. So if I could get you to swing your legs over to the side of the couch for me. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do now, I'm going to have a look at your eyes from behind. So if you could look forward for me and just raise your head up for me. Okay, that's fine, thank you. And we're going to do the same thing again, but this time I'm going to put my hands on your neck. If you'd like to take the water in your mouth. And please swallow. That's excellent. I'm just going to quickly examine your neck, see if there's any lumps and bumps anywhere. Fine. And just over your clavicles. Right, I'd like you to lean back if that's all right. Okay. And I'm just going to tap across your chest, so if you could lie back there for me, and just might feel a bit strange. That's excellent. And I'm now going to have a listen over your throat. Okay, so I'd like you to take your deep breath in for me, and hold it. And breathe normally. And if you take a deep breath in again, and hold it. Thank you very much. One of the final bits I'm going to do, I'm just going to press over your ankle. Thank you. And now we're going to check some of your reflexes, if that's quite all right. So with you sitting there, I'm just going to tap your arms. Okay, so if you go nice and loose for me. Okay, and go nice and loose on this side, lovely. Okay, if I could get you to swing your legs around for me. So next thing we're going to do, I'm just going to test your reflex, that's all right. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's lovely. Get you to kneel on the bed like so. We're just going to test your ankle reflexes now, so stay nice and relaxed for me. That's lovely, thank you.
Hello Gita, I'm Diana. Would like to introduce some Alexander principles to you. So would you show me how you would just sit down and stand up? Just in your way. All right. And then standing up. Mm-hmm. And are you at the computer quite a lot?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Over 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, okay. And you're studying
Law.
Okay, then, so you, and it's full on for you.
That's right.
Not much reflection on perhaps how you're sitting at the computer, just getting in and doing it perhaps, getting what you have to do done.
That's correct.
All right. Just stand in front of the chair again. Where the Alexander re-education or pointers or the Alexander technique as a lesson is referred to, it can help you pay attention to you during the act of whatever it is you're doing. Sitting at a computer, going for a swim, riding your bike, you are conscious of a particular area that brings into balance the whole organism. And it really is the head-neck-back relationship, so that sort of simplifies it if you like. And the little guiding orders are, let the neck be free of unnecessary tension, that's understood, to let the head balance up on the neck's not leaning forward, so that the spine can lengthen during the act of whatever you are doing, and the shoulders can soften and widen out. Softening, widening out, across the whole torso widens. Now I'd like you to just sit down again, as you did, and then if you stand up again. So in light of what I just was talking about then, the head-neck-back relationship was very much jeopardized. Our head weighs about 4.5 kilos. That's a lot, sitting on a little neck. And we would rather it not go back and down when you sit down, because it just puts the spiral and the compression, I should say, rather than the spiral, all the way down your back. It also, for women, interferes with our pelvic balance, and to not least of all, the feet. Our feet are not going to be grounded if the head is kept throwing back and disturbing the pelvic balance. Now, I'm going to guide you into the chair this way, with those principles so you can think about them during the act of actually using them, if you like. So you'll be doing the thinking and I'll be doing the moving of you, just in a general act of sitting down. We do it all day long, sitting down, standing up. We don't pay attention to this. Now stand with your feet a little bit wider apart, just to give you some grounding, about hip width, a little bit wider. Not much, that's fine. So now we think, I'm going to sit down. All you have to say to yourself is, wait a minute, not my old habit. Allow the neck to be free, the head to balance up, which it is. And Alexander clarified that a little. He said, allow the neck to be free, the head to balance forward and up during movement, and you just bend your knees quite quickly. And then we wait for a moment, and then we just gently come back, just sitting quietly. Yep, that's it. So that during that act, we're going to not put compression on this back, so that you allow what those last words, those little last guidelines say. Allow neck to be free, the head to balance up, the spine to have its length, the torso to widen, which is certainly what it's doing now. And then you've got a lovely breath. By a lovely breath, I mean what Alexander called full capacity breathing, where natural breathing. It's where the lungs are getting air down to the bases of the lungs. It's not just upper respiratory, panic attack type, nervous situations. We can always come back to the inhibition of Alexander's lessons, learning to stop the automatic response to a stimulus. And we have the guidelines, lovely little guidelines. Allow neck to be free, the head to balance up, which it is. Your torso's lengthening, softening and widening. All that is taking place. So why should that be disturbed? Simply because you bounce out of a chair. We just do it unconsciously. Up goes the chin, crunch goes the head, and we stand up all day long. Terrible, terrible compression unconsciously. With this work, you're not doing that, so this becomes so strong and very flexible, and you become free of a lot of harmful habits. For me to help you, or to help you get that experience, we'll just stand up. To allow now to before we stand up, it's an idea to bring the feet underneath you just a little bit more, and then we just wait, come quiet, not getting ready to push. Because I don't want the attention to the legs. You'll stand. It's already in the brain mechanisms that you're about to stand. We don't have to do any more than that. It's there. What we do have to do is prevent the head, the habit. Allow neck to be free, head to balance. Beautiful. And then I know, watch the chin. That's going to work. A little bit of arms coming forward, but that's all right. We gently let the head float up again. Yes. And up you go. Lovely. Strengthening, letting the back lengthen. Torso to soften and widen. And widen. Beautiful. Just quiet. Yes. Nice. See, you're not trying to breathe there, it's just happening. Quite naturally and quite deeply. That's very nice. To sit down, it's not about sitting and standing really. It's about looking after this. Neck is free, head balancing up. Let me move you. You're going to send the knees just that way. Free neck, head balancing up. 2 seconds, that was sort of going down. I want you to think like a kite. Your head's follow there's a little guiding direction in my hands. So I want you to, like a kite, to think up, and your spine is going to be the tail of the kite floating up and not sticking. The bottom doesn't have to stick out. It's the knees that float as they just bend. But neck free, head forward, and then you just bend your knees quite quickly. That's it. And then to stand, we go no, quiet, neck free, stay back in your back, and up to go up. And then we wait. Soft legs, even if we just flash on all the areas, allowing neck to be free, head to balance up, letting the torso lengthen, Soften and widen and widen. That's it. And wide. So you can allow your neck to be free. During the movement, I want you to come into that hinge. That's lovely. And bend the knees quite quickly. Well done. That was easier, wasn't it? Yes, lovely. Free neck. And then you stop. So it's not about, I'm not interested in the movement per se. I'm interested in where your thinking is. Letting the neck be free. I know the movement will be very much in balance if the thinking is there that links that. It's just lovely. Go to get up. No, not my old way. Yes. Beautiful. It gives a flow to the whole being. Up you go. And it's effortless. You really didn't need much there at all. And to think I've not seen you before in all of this new experience is very good. Just cool. Quiet. Because it's going into the unknown when we come along for an Alexander lesson. You know, we're going away from our habit, and all of a sudden we're focusing on to this instrument. It's very important. So when you're cycling, when you're cooking, which is what you also enjoy, I believe, very important that you be very creative in how you're using your head, neck and your back. And hopefully, Alexander, this tiny little introduction will give you the real conscious awareness that yes, you can stop and say, wait a minute, that preparatory work of looking after you, just free neck, just free shoulders. When we hold the bicycle wheels, we don't have to clench, just in readiness, just enough. Neck free, shoulders free, arms free, hands just enough. And then when we do need to pull weeds out of a garden or what have you, you've got all the strength in the world because you've got a strong back as a result of letting neck be free, your head balance up. It's not a weak back because you're not compressing it when you move. To sit down, we go, wait, no, I'd like to flow up. I'm going to go up and just let the knees float. Beautiful. Free neck. And even if we were to experiment very interestingly with this atlanto-occipital joint, to look down at computers, and that's another thing that you're doing all the time, we can tend to drag the neck forward to look down, as in like that. Whereas you've got this hinge, this atlanto-occipital joint, right between the ears. If you put your index finger just below the earlobe, there's a little hollow in there. If you were to bore right through, not a particularly nice thought, but you'd meet the top vertebra of the neck, and the head, there's little condyles that the head floats on that, and that's where you can rock from to look all the way down to your keyboard and to type, and to look at your mobile phone as well if you just let that go. And yeah, so that's very viable to you, a very viable joint, without any compression on your sternum and pulling your arms down. You know, so it's allowing this lovely open chest, free neck. And then you can key. When you are at your computer, I would like to recommend that either use the back entirely, where you're resting up and against it. But if you're not using it entirely, please come away from it more than you are, that you're more to the front of the chair. The reason being, you've still got plenty of balance on that chair, but it allows you to be there and allows your back to widen more efficiently than when, if you were back further, you'd be leaning in. And it's that leaning in that allows the slump. Whereas here, you're quite solid. And you've got that solid base, which is really important, this sacral area, and particularly for women with our gynecological organs, this area must not be yanked in. Just yank that in for me. Very tight, and it's restricting the pelvis. So we want to have the pelvis beautifully balanced. What balances the pelvis is not going directly to the pelvis, but going to what's on top. And it's the head, neck, back relationship, which sits on top of the spine. And when there's a lovely flow there, pelvis will swing into balance, and it'll be beautiful. You can bring your feet back maybe a wee bit or wherever but that can be quite comfortable like that. Allowing neck to be free, shoulders to be free. Just let me take this out. So no, don't give it. Quiet. Then we do both stop to just think up. Free neck, going up. And looking around. It's always very free hinge. And quiet. And when you go to move, think, wait a moment. Let the neck be free. Feet underneath you a little bit more. A bit further, a bit further. Then you just wait. And then stay in your back, so you've got that lovely connection with your back, and then you just flow over and you flow up. And you continue that, as a little thought, all the way up. But you're grounded on your feet there too, very solidly on Mother Earth, because this head neck is beautiful. Neck. And free under here, so you're not occluding your voice box, your larynx at all. You've got that lovely and free. Beautiful natural balance. And you can be flying along the beach or wherever, in the law courts, like that.